blast you like a hurricane. You bring the fire, she gon' bring the rain. You can't hide from the things you say, 'cause every devil's gonna have his day. And when the lightning comes, she's gonna strike you down, and you are never getting up again.
A couple months ago, about a female that was kinky, that was tied up into a room with a video camera going, and she thought her and Ernie were gonna, throw down for the night. But Ernie, by his own words, and I'm sure archivist Tina has this, states that he walked out of the room and told a bunch of men to go on inside the bedroom and take care of her, and he never saw her again.
Lady I was with, she wanted to do videos. She loved to make videos of her body. And she set up shit all the time for that. So here we are. She's like, one blindfolded one time. I'll never forget this shit. And I was thinking to myself, I'm leaving this bitch. I don't give a damn. I'm leaving her. I don't want nothing to do with her no more. So she laid down on the bed. She starts taking her clothes off, and she's laying there. The video's playing. All I did is I opened the door and hollered at my brother. I walked away. As I was walking out, I don't know what happened to her. I guess she liked it. It was on video.
Oh my God.
So, Mama T, you can't always defend me. Remember that.
Okay, Ernie.
Because when I was younger, I was just in what I thought I was doing. And when I say I opened the door was already open. Hell, and she didn't give a damn. She liked audiences. She liked all that shit. I'm not really too much into that. But when she put that blindfold on and put her little restraints or whatever the hell she did, put her little buttercuffs and stuff, that little Velcro shit, little nearest to nothing, and laid back like she got back like she did, I just walked out, left the door open. Two of my black friends were standing out there. I told them to have fun.
Oh my God, Ernie.
Like, trigger warning if you like. It's reality, and I'm real as it comes. I've done bad things in my life. I've done some crazy shit in my life, but I think I don't think she's racist no more. Whatever happened, happened. I did tell one of them that there was a video recorder going, and if he wanted to tape afterwards, he could have it. As far as I know, I walked out and I never seen her again.
That is not a man that protects women and children at all costs.
Who's got that black book? Is it been missing? Is somebody got it and it missing now? Things. That one thing. You messed up. Balls to the wall. That's somehow $2,000 Fender guitar gets stolen. Then all of a sudden, it puts the pieces together, right? I mean, it's just like coming to you, like. You ever said anything and then never say nobody's name, and all of a sudden the fucking idiots in the room just stand up and telling on themselves? Cha-ching. Cha-ching. I wonder what happened if investigators got Josh Shanks' phone, all of his phones, went through them. Wonder who else had to lead into Taylor people. Oh, did I say that? Well, what connections they have in Harlem? You want me to run them over to you too? Sad. Pieces of shit. I'll see you soon. I know what you're up to. We know what you're up to. That's what's the bad part about it. You see, before I left Predator Hunter Nation, I did it for a reason. I left for a reason. I guess you guys can figure that out, right? Those agencies that are involved now, looking into everything. I wonder how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars going out right now trying to stop damage control. Damage control. So sad. So sad. How easy this was. This wasn't nothing. Simple. I didn't have to put this pen to this paper. Not even one time to figure that out. And guess what? If I was writing that report out, it damn sure wouldn't be the cause of death being COVID. That right there is bullshit. And I'm calling it just like I said. That is so sad. She died of COVID, boys. Chalk it up as COVID. Oh, God. Chalk it up as COVID. Oh, I'm clear. I'm clear. Did you see what the state police said? I'm clear. Chalk it up as COVID, right? I'm going to chalk you up as something. It's going to be good. You know, we talk about people who harm people, who prey on people, who do this or that. I'm not going to say you did anything. You just told on yourself. You contradicted yourself already. You pretty much, what is that word? Old Matlock used to do it a lot, but my God, Columbo did it a hell of a lot better. You incriminated yourself. Law enforcement, you can take and use anything on my page. If the U.S. Marshals, and my buddies watching, which they will here in a little bit, because the U.S. Marshals is the best team ever assembled. I hope some of my friends that are U.S. Marshals are watching this. That way they can get together, do something. Also, where we work and help with Department of Homeland Security, I hope they're looking into this too. And I hope there's a full-fledged investigation that comes out of that poor girl's death the right way.
Wow. Ernie whiffles and waffles about Josh Shanks, and that was just a few years ago. Now let me talk to you about Miss Kayla Massengale. Now again, I'm going to reaffirm, Ernie did a live stream where he spoke about a woman that was kinky, was tied up in a room with a video camera going. Once he tied her up, he left the room to let his buddies take care of her. I'm beginning to wonder if this was about Kayla Massengale, because he said she was never seen again. So let me read this to you. This was published October 19th, 2021. This says, Kayla Massengale's mother recently visited from Lexington to speak on her daughter's death. That has left many questioning inconsistencies reported by the Kentucky State Police. Donna Massengale spoke to the Enterprise, hoping the truth would be brought to light. She began with Kayla's August 25th report of her being raped from the night before. Quote, I go to work at 4 a.m. and I had sent her good morning or something like that. About 4:36 a.m., she texted me and said, Mom, come home, I need you, she said. But I told her I needed to know what was wrong. I couldn't jump up and run, and that I would be back at my next break at 6 a.m. She texted me back that she had been raped, end quote. Massengale said she told her daughter not to shower and to go to the hospital and call the police while she was being excused from work to travel to Harlan. Quote, she was telling me about the rape, and Kayla said she told the hospital to run tests and see what she was given because she felt like they had given her something, end quote, her mother said. Kayla described the amount of fluid she had discharged to her mother, noting blood was also present. Quote, I told her it might have been more than one, and that upset her so bad. We didn't talk anymore about it, but it did sound like more than one, end quote. Massengale said, indicating that more than one person might have raped her daughter. Because Kayla believed she had been drugged, Massengale said her daughter could not fully remember who raped her, but she gave a name of the person she believed assaulted her that she had been with at the party. Kayla also spoke of someone close to her who she believed to had been in the room watching the rape take place, Ernie Shaw. Quote, they told her she might remember more and more as her memory comes back, but she felt like there was somebody else out of sight. She felt like someone else was there watching her, end quote, she said. After being discharged from the hospital on August 25th, 2021, Massengale said Kayla went to Otis Doan's law office to take an accident report on a previous car wreck she had been in. Quote, she thought if she got money back from it, she could pay Otis to help her get a divorce and custody of her child, end quote, she said. Kayla and her husband had separated in August and had been having marital issues, according to her mother, who has temporary custody of Kayla's son. Massengale said after Kayla's visit with the lawyer, the two went to Walmart to purchase a new phone. Kayla told her mother she could not access her other one because of the people she had been around. Kayla wanted to park her car somewhere with cameras while she rode to Walmart, according to Massengale, so the car was parked on the side of the Harlan County Courthouse near the sheriff's office. Quote, she was really paranoid. It scared her. She went to Walmart and I got her a new phone. And when we came back to get her car, she was acting like she was afraid of it. She was so rattled, end quote, Massengale said. She was looking under it to make sure they didn't do anything to it. She couldn't find her key, so she had to walk back over to my vehicle. Kayla was standing on the side where the traffic was passing by, and a car went to drive by, and she completely moved over on the other side of the car to find her key, end quote. Massengale said Kayla turned onto East Central Street, but put her car in park just before the red light because she thought the car was making weird noises before driving the rest of the way to her aunt's house. While Kayla was showering the next day, Massengale said she went to her sister's room to talk. Quote, I didn't hear Kayla hollering, but Liz thought it was her son, and she went to go see what he wanted. But it was Kayla, end quote, she said. Quote, I never heard the conversation because I was still in the bedroom, but she told my sister that someone was going to kill her and she wanted a gun, end quote. Massengale said when Kayla went missing, none of the family knew anything was wrong except for a new Facebook account with Kayla's name, which sent friend requests to some of her family. Quote, we wondered if it was even her or not. I said I would get a hold of her and asked her, but she never responded. The next day, I said, Kayla, you never did tell me if you started a new Facebook account or not. I did send her good morning around the 30th, and somebody had responded back, good morning. They had her phone, but I didn't know that anything was wrong. I thought she had sent me back the good morning. But she had actually been in the hospital for a few days, and I didn't even know, end quote. Later that day, Massengale was returning home from work when the police went by her sister's house, leaving a message with one of the household members that they believed Kayla was identified as Jane Doe at Hazard ARH. Quote, they didn't say what had happened, but Liz had messaged me that I needed to call post 10 about Kayla being in the ICU at Hazard. I called the police first, and they wouldn't tell me anything. They would say that they'd tell the one over the case to call me, but I wasn't getting any calls. I was trying to figure out what was wrong and where she was, so I called Hazard Hospital. But where she was a Jane Doe, they didn't have any listing of her, end quote, Massengale says. Quote, I told them they had told me she was there. I can't tell you how many times I called the police station trying to get a hold of somebody, and they said he'd call me. I told them I was on the phone, and they told me that's probably why I missed it. But I told them it still shows when someone's calling me while I'm on the phone. I told them I could see if someone had tried to call, but I didn't see where anyone had, end quote. Massengale was finally able to speak with someone who confirmed Kayla was at Hazard ARH, prompting her to Google the address and drive to the hospital. Massengale said when they arrived at the hospital, staff had her and her son wear gowns, gloves, and masks because Kayla had been diagnosed with COVID-19 and was on life support. Quote, I think they told me she was really sick and they didn't really give her any chance. I think I asked them if there was brain activity and they said no, but they were going to do another test. We saw her move a few times, which gave me hope. I thought she was going to pull through. She had moved her face a little bit and it looked like she was trying to raise up, end quote, she said. Quote, we prayed a lot with her. I believe she had prayed when she was going through everything she went through too. She was brought up in the church to believe in the Lord. I believe she knew to call upon God before she left this world, end quote. Massengale said Kayla's injuries included scratched up arms, bruised hands, bruised knees, scratches and pricks on her feet, bleeding from her ears, and a bruise across her jaw. Kayla's backside was unable to be seen while laying in her hospital bed. Remembering her own traumatic experience in early 2021, when she was attacked, Massengale felt as though the bruises on Kayla's hands could have been from her trying to defend herself by blocking her face or head from being hit. Quote, It didn't look like they were caused from just a fall. I feel like someone had assaulted her, end quote, Massengale said. Quote, she had blood coming out of her ears. The nurse told me that was from head trauma. So when they told me she died of COVID, I knew it wasn't just COVID. I knew there was more. I feel like someone had beat her. Someone had called the nurse while she was in the room with me and told them to be careful what they said because I was there. They told me she was found in a creek, and I didn't know that because the policeman had just said she fell down in an embankment, end quote. Massengale said she was told a surveillance camera on a nearby house recorded Kayla walking along Cliff Branch Road. The person disclosing information about the home's camera was not shared to protect their privacy. Quote, it shows her looking behind her like someone was following her, and she hides behind a bush. Then her car comes up through there, but the police don't tell you that her car followed her up through there, end quote. She said, quote, I never got to watch it, but I was told about it, end quote. Massengale said prior to this recording, another camera at the coal bucket captured an image of Kayla getting out of the backseat of her own car. Quote, I didn't recognize the clothes she had on. Those weren't the clothes she left my sister's house in. I can't remember the blouse, but she had like a gray pair of pants on, end quote, she said. Quote, Kayla got out of the back seat, and I thought that was so weird that she was in the back seat of her own car. The people that were driving the car were acting like they were looking for her. I think she got out because they were trying to take her somewhere she didn't want to go. There's something to all that, her being in the back seat of that car, end quote. Massengale said that she had been wondering why Kayla was not flown to a trauma center. Quote, evidently, they just let her lay there because the ambulance was set out an hour or more after she was found, end quote, she said. Quote, and someone in trauma and alive laying there like that for that long and didn't even get a helicopter to fly out to her? None of this makes sense, end quote. Massengale said she had turned her phone over to KSP for their investigation and was not able to get into her Facebook account until later on. Quote, I couldn't remember my password, but my sister was able to get it back on this phone, and I have had a hard time reading that stuff. I just can't hardly read it. I read where somebody posted that she was tortured, and it just tears me up. It actually rips my heart out. But I don't know what would be a good word for how I feel, she said. Quote, I just can't believe someone could do her that way. She was the sweetest person you could probably ever meet, always willing to help someone else. I hope the truth does come out about what happened to her, end quote. Locals have organized a group named Justice for Kayla in an effort to bring awareness to her case. Created September 17th, the group has grown to more than 1,300 individuals, all of whom are working together to uncover more details behind Massengale's death. Followers have also developed a petition on change.org to bring justice to Massengale. So far, the petition has 433 signatures. This is an ongoing story. The Enterprise will provide updates as more information becomes available. Again, Ernie told a story very similar to this. And it makes you wonder, the killer inside, did he have anything to do with this? I think he may have.
I wonder what happened if investigators got Josh Shanks' phone, all of his phones, went through them. Wonder who else had to lead into Taylor people. Oh, did I say that? Well, what connections they have in Harlan? You want me to run them over to you too? Sad, sad, sad. Pieces of shit. I'll see you soon. I know. And guess what? If I was writing that report out, it damn sure wouldn't be the cause of death being COVID. That right there is bullshit. And I'm calling it just like I said. That is so sad. She died of COVID, boys. Chalk it up as COVID. Oh, God. Chalk it up as COVID. Oh, I'm clear. I'm clear. Did you see what the state police has said? I'm clear. Chalk it up as COVID, right? I'm going to chalk you up as something. It's going to be good.